So I needed ender pearls, but I also wanted to stay alive. And in RLCraft, those two things don't usually go together. So I slapped together this early game farm, and it was, building it was almost going to give me a nervous breakdown, but it's okay. We made it. We made it. And now I want to show you how it works, because it's a little chaotic, it's kind of adorable, and it probably shouldn't work this well. So, yeah. Basically, it requires just some blocks. You're going to need one, whatever these are called, one sign, and 2 water buckets. So I guess you can need 1 water bucket, but 2 water source blocks. Basically, if you trap a skeleton within here in a little container, it doesn't have to be glass, I just did it so it's easier to see, and you place down 1 sign back here, and then 2 water source blocks right here. The door is kind of optional. I just like it because I can turn it on and off. You can get infinite ender pearls with exploiting the Ender Queen's Ender Queen Crown ability for a 5% chance to spawn an Enderman. Now, just getting shot with a skeleton is definitely not going to help you much. You probably will die once or twice before you realize that. And what you really need, and what makes this all sort of come together, is the nymph. So mine got turned to stone, but it still works. You can do this with a boat or a cart, and just capture one that's flying around, and then get it within a 5 source block radius. So its healing regeneration effect has a range of about 5. As long as you're within that, you'll receive the regeneration effect permanently. Now, every time you put on the Ender Queen Crown's, or the Ender Queen Crown, and you get hit by an entity, not just like a cactus, but like another entity, you will have a 5% chance to spawn an Enderman. And so when you open the door here, the skeleton will start shooting at you, and eventually an Enderman will spawn. Usually, I think on average, it takes about 14 hits. Now you might be asking, okay, well, why the water blocks? The reason is because regeneration for 2 seconds only can heal about 1.5 hearts at best. Skeletons shoot and do usually around 2 hearts of damage on their own if you just get hit. And that's not to say even if, you have like a headshot, boom, 2 shots, you're out, without the water source blocks. But the water source blocks, what they do is they add drag to the arrow, and normally he doesn't miss. That drag affects the physics of the arrow coming to hit you, so instead of it being 2 hearts of damage, it's at max, like 1.5 hearts, which is plenty of time for the nymph to hit you, or to heal you, rather. And then you get your Enderman, which for some reason is getting hit by arrows, and then we lag a little bit, because that's always helpful. Oh yeah, mine are getting stuck. So, that Enderman teleported away, but it's okay. Also, one thing you'll have to be wary of is the skeleton despawning. I was able to use a name tag, but this also works if you just capture it in like a boat or a cart or something like that, or a mine cart. I wanted to rename mine because I thought Stapies was a hilarious name for a skeleton. If you don't know, the Stapies is the smallest bone in the human body, in your ear. And, yeah. So, let's see what happens. My Enderman got stuck on the other side of the house because he teleported away. But, as it keeps shooting at you and as you keep regenerating, there's a multiplicative effect on the chance of an Enderman spawning. And when the Enderman spawns, he's going to aggro onto the skeleton. From there, what you'll do is you will lower it to 1 shot away from, fatality. And then you'll take off your Ender Crown, so that way you can actually get the Ender Pearl, because if you kill it while you're wearing your Ender Queen Crown, you're not going to get a Pearl. And then it'll have without any enchantments or anything like that, it has a 50% chance to drop an Ender Pearl, even more so if you have looting through your advanced looting. And then as you progress throughout the game, this is just a really quick way you can get Ender Pearls. I was mathing out earlier, and I think on average with with no enchantments and just this technique, you'll get about 100 ender pearls per hour, or no, sorry, 100 endermen per hour, and then around 50 ender pearls, which, I don't know, I don't think it's too bad. And then obviously it goes up even more and more as you put on looting 3, 4, or 3 advanced looting, etc. You could also, alright, here we go. So what we'll do is you'll lower him to about, yeah, 1 shot away. You'll take it off, aggro on you, drop a pearl, and then you get the XP too. Then be sure to put it back on or else it's not going to spawn again. I've been thinking about trying to expand this up, maybe get another one going like right here or right there. So that way if there's 3 shots, or 3 skeletons shooting at you at once, you can get 3 times as many hits, you know, per second. The problem I haven't quite figured out yet is how to get the regeneration on point. I don't think being in range of more than 2 nymphs stacks the regen effect, but I'm sure there's some other fancy ways that I haven't quite thought of. But for now, this is a pretty easy early game setup for a quick ender pearl farm. It's probably the only one that I know of, and ender pearls are always just so useful, you know. You can, when you have you're not gonna have infinite per se, but see, welcome back. Welcome back. One thing to be careful about is Endermen can sometimes glitch through blocks, so I encourage people to put an extra block here and here, as well as maybe having some water sources around, so that way Enderman can't hit through the block and kill your skeleton. There was a little bit of an issue with that earlier, as you can tell by the skeleton's damage. The other thing you might want to consider is making sure that the skeleton is outside of the range of your nymph here, because yes, the skeleton might be able to heal up, but if you have endermen that are aggroing on this skeleton who are in range of the nymph, it's going to be much harder to kill them. Whereas right here, there's no regeneration. Over here, there is. And then I also put a little something on top right here, so that way the endermen, if they decide to aggro back onto you for some reason, they won't just instantly kill you. So, yeah. Now I'm all porcupined out. Thank you so much for watching, and have a fantastic day.